It's Feedback Gaming. Welcome back for some more Kaiserreich. And today we're going to be playing as the Union of Britain. I've done one test run of the Union of Britain, and it looks like the events tie directly into the focus tree to a more of a higher degree than some other countries in the game. And with that, I think that makes some interesting scenarios, because you find that most players tend to go for the mid-maxed build. They tend to go in different directions. So you've got devolution, evolution, and revolution. And also, depending on what you choose with the events, depends on how these get unlocked for your economic policy, as well as your intervention policy as well, which is a little bit different too. So for this campaign, we're going to go for something completely different. We are going to go for devolution. In most cases, to get there, you lose a lot of political power. And at the end, you end up losing Wales and Scotland as they break away from the Union. But why not give myself a handicap? Might make it fun, right? Right? Remember, guys, if you do enjoy Kaiserreich, hit that like button on this video. A like on this video is literally a vote to say that I want more Kaiserreich. And for the most part, I think, I could be judging this a little bit too early, but I think you guys like Kaiserreich. I don't know. I get that impression. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go with the 1936 Congress of Trade Unions, which is a trade union which is quite special because the main chairman that's been on the board for a very long time is resigning. So that means there is a vacuum of power. Who will take control of Britain in this time of need? Also, to make this campaign a little bit differently as well, is we're going to try and be as non-interventionist as possible. We'll send Lend-Leases, we'll send volunteers, we'll try and not directly get involved in the war effort and try and help out our allies. And of course, we are going to help the world revolution of syndicalists by, well, using our platform and our industrial power to do so. So it's a big decide, really, between grand battle plan infiltration or mass assault and deep battle. And you're probably thinking, what? Mass assault? Well, there's two reasons. One, you've got the reinforced rate, which is really sweet. And also, you've got the 20% reduction in supply consumption. It's a tricky one, because both of them are really, really good. But grand battle plan is what we're going to go for. Okay, so first off, we're going to make lots and lots of guns. We are going to be lend-leasing really heavily to the rest of the world. So I think it's important that we get lots of gun production down. In fact, now I think about it, I think we might actually go for the basic gun. Yeah, I think we are actually. That's probably a good idea. Because at the end of the day, quantity has its very own quality, right? Okay, so to boost our economy from the get-go, we are not going to import any goods. So we'll get as many factories as possible. We're aiming for about 50 civilian factories, so we only need 14. And from that point, we'll start making military factories. Okay, so this is the breakdown of the current situation of the Union of Britain. The New Britain. After the defeat of France, the United Kingdom's war with Germany dragged on inconclusively for 2 years. In 1926, the stalemate was finally broken when Lloyd George agreed to the German proposal of a peace with honour. When Britain's overseas territories remained largely intact, the faith of the people did not. In 1926, disaster struck. A minor labour dispute in the coalfields of South Wales quickly escalated, and after 6 weeks of rioting, looting, and pamphleteering, most of the establishment, including the royal family, had fled to Canada. A provisional government and revolutionary groups dissolved what little was left of Parliament and declared a new Union of Britain. One thing I forgot to know is you do start off with two national spirits. Militias, which has some pros and some very big cons, and also splendid isolation. So yeah, we are going to need to get rid of militias because it doesn't work well with grand battle plan. That planning speed reduction is going to be very painful. Okay, so this is the event chain for the national focus that you get to choose as the Union of Britain. So you've got the Totalists, you've got the Syndicalists, and you've got the Radical Socialists. So in this game, the Radical Socialists want more autonomy. If you imagine it as a Hearts of Iron 4 game, they kind of want lots of puppets, and therefore they want each puppet to work as a individually owned government. So everyone has their own autonomy. Where the Federalists, well, in this case, that's the name of the political party, but the Syndicalists, they want more of a centralized, large government, and the Totalists, I think they want it to a even higher degree. They want an even larger centralized government to the stage where we could incorporate more countries into the Union of Britain to make this great, huge commune. In this case, we are going to go with the Radical Socialists. Yet again, foreign policy, Radical Socialist. Military policy, Radical Socialist. vote for internal policy? Radical Socialists. Okay, so the autonomists have become the ruling party, which, if you probably gathered, those are the Radical Socialists. We've got this chap as our leader. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll start training a few divisions, okay? We'll go for this guy, because it's a nice 18 combat width with infantry battalions, and we have got lots of guns at the moment, so that'll do fine. Right now, the only war going on is the Mongolian Chinese Zibai. The Maklik. The Maklik versus Mongolia, which is Mongolia's first war to kind of form the Mongolian Empire. So this is what we get based on the choices that we went with the autonomists. So in this case, we can't go for the People's Officers Corps. We have to go for vote for officers. Also, we can't go for centralist industrial policy. We have to go for a local initiative, which makes more sense because we are autonomous. And we have the option of home rule or political commissars. Yet again, we can't go for commissars because we've gone for home rule. See, home rule is a weird one because, in my honest opinion, if you guys can let me know, I'm not sure, but it looks like it's all negatives. Like, you lose political power, but we gain more political power per month, per day. And then we have these options as well. Okay, so to take advantage of our grand battle plan, we need to get rid of the militias. To do that, we need to vote for officers and dissolve the militias. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the militias. We lose some political power, but we get rid of the spirit of militias, which has its pros and cons, but at this moment, it's mostly cons, because we need that planning speed back. And organization of 20% is quite crippling, yes. Okay, this is something that I always love to do. I always love to rush computing machine. It is a penalty of 1 year, 1.3 years ahead. But the advantage is that 3% is massive. So it could affect all the other technologies. So I think it's worthwhile rushing it. So we now have the American Civil War. So we should get an event now to send them volunteers and equipment, which we definitely will. But it's not going to be enough. So we're going to send them. Okay, what are we actually producing per month now? Think about it. How many exactly are we producing? We're producing about 100 per day. So we have the option to send at least more than 2,000, to be honest with you. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll also send them 1 convoy per month as well. Okay, so at this point, we get some nice boost to our economy. Loads of extra civvy factories. Military factories. Perfect. Okay, day 2, the American question. So this is an option now to help out the combined syndicalists of America some more. So we can either provide guns, provide the industry, or do nothing. We're going to do everything, which basically just means resources, industrial materials, and weapons, but we use a little bit of political power. Okay, we have a new civil war. Now, this is the problem. So we can help out our buddies here in Spain, but I don't think we can actually send them guns at this point. They don't have any convoys. Okay, so it's important that we do send them convoys as well. So 1 convoy a month, 1,000 of guns, go. I think the problem is they just don't start with convoys. No, they don't. Oh, okay. I thought it was some kind of issue that we couldn't get supplies to them because they were locked into the Mediterranean and this was locked off. Okay, right now we have a division that, quite frankly, isn't that great. It's just infantry. We need more combat experience to go further with this. Spain is collapsing into anarchy and they want help. We want help. We want to help them, of course. We're going to help out our syndicalist global revolution buddies, okay? That's the only way it's going to happen if we help out our friend in need. Is a friend indeed. But a friend with cynicalism is better. Okay, so this is how I'm going to line my economy, okay? We are going to go for some support equipment. 2 of those will be fine. We are going to go for some artillery. I think probably 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll go for 8. We also need a few planes. And we probably should do a few interwar bombers too. A little bit of motorized too. Yeah. I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so we're about to send a new shipment to the combined syndicalists of America. And it all went through. Great. I think they're probably still lacking a few convoys too, because it's only say efficiency of route is 6%. I think they're making the most of what they've got. While I wasn't looking, France took out the western chunk of Switzerland. Okay, so we've got military intervention, and we can end the isolation completely. We lose 100 political power, but the awesome part is we can send as many volunteers as we like. Okay, let's go crazy, and let's hire as many divisions as possible. So, The more divisions we've got overall means the more volunteers we can send. So overall, the more divisions we make, the better in the long, long, long run. So in that case, we're going to make lots. And then we'll make a special 40th division. Which is probably going to look something like this. That will consist of lots of artillery. Yes. We have got the experience right now, so we could do that. I think we'll make this division now. Okay, so I think it is time now to redistribute my guns to different areas. So we're going to take off those 5 guns, and then we can make some artillery and support equipment. Okay, isolation is over. Right, so what we're going to do now is get the right amount of volunteers to help out the Spanish first. This is a smaller war compared to the North American one, so this is a good staging ground, a good area that we get to practice, and we get to build up our experience to take on the big daddies of the Americas. So in this case, what we're going to do is see how many volunteers we can send. We can send 2. So in that case, we'll just grab 2 of our best dudes.